My name is Olugbenga Ojo. Welcome to Music Theory with Olugbenga Ojo. In this study, you are going to learn the study and description of musical rudiments, which requires you to notate and read music. At the end of these videos, you'll be able to read music as a professional. So the learning of music theory will set you on the right path to understanding how music is written and how to interpret musical notations. So you'll be able to know stuff like the staff, the clefs, the time signature, the key signature, and many more. So music theory, like any other language, enables you to understand the structure and meaning behind a musical composition. So you'll be able to read and write music. So it also allows you to speak with other musicians in a common language. So I welcome you to this channel and join me for more teachings of music theory. All right, let's talk about the staff. In music, we have what we call the staff. Is that you call it stave or staff? Now, the stave or staff is 5 horizontal lines, which you start to count from here as line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. And within the staff, you have the space, which you count from here, space 1, space 2, space 3, and space 4. So the combination of these 5 lines and 4 spaces is called the staff. And for you to remember that, you can use your fingers. So your fingers has 5 lines, which your thumb starts as number 1. So you have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. And within the fingers, you have the spaces, which you have this as space 1, space 2, space 3, and space 4. So again, the staff is a combination of 5 lines and 4 spaces. There's what we call the bar lines. The bar line is the vertical lines that divide the music into equal measure. So you have this as a bar line here, bar line. So when you hold a sheet of music, the line you see that cuts the music into equal measure is what we call bar line. And also, there's also what we call the double bar line. The double bar line are 2 lines that you have at the end of the music. So that's called double bar line. It means the end of the music, or the music has ended. Anywhere you see double bar line, it means the music has ended. The last thing you want to know here is the measure. The measure is a combination of bar lines. So you have the bar lines and the bar line, and then from one bar line to another bar line gives you a measure. From one bar line to one bar line is another measure. From one bar line to another bar line is a measure. So on this staff, already you have 4 measures. Measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4. Another name you can call the measure is a bar. So this is a bar, a bar, a bar, and a bar. So there are 4 bars here. Okay, so looking at the empty staff, I'm sure you should be able to tell me which is bar line, which is double bar line, which is the measure or is a bar in what you have here. So you have it here already, but you can replicate it here, right? Let's talk about the music alphabets. The music alphabet in English language, we have A to Z, which are 26 alphabets. Out of the 26 alphabet, we use the first 7 alphabets in music. So which means we use the first 7 alphabet, which are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And when you continue in music, Just like when you get to Z, you start with A. So also when we get to G, or whenever we get to G, we start again with A. So you have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, then A to continue. So I can write on and end at A. So we start with A and end with A, right? So now we move to the treble clef, right? So a staff has no name without a clef. A clef gives it a name. So for instance, we have the treble clef. Now, what do we call the treble clef? Treble clef is a symbol, right? Now, what you need to know is to firstly know how to draw the treble clef. And to know how to draw the treble clef, you start from the second line, move to the third line, come back to the second line, start again and come back to the first line, take off, out, then start again, up, down, go out, turn it down, bring it down. Then finally, the step down, up, bring it down, and turn it. This is how you draw your treble clef, right? So you always need to practice this to know how to draw this. And then the next is your bass clef. Bass clef is very easy to draw. You start from your fourth line. So line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Put it out on the fourth line. These are steps. Move to the fifth line. Then bring it down almost to your first line. Then finally, you end with 2 dots on space, in space 3 and space 4. This is how to draw your bass clef. Now, after doing this, the next thing you need to know is the name. So now with the treble clef, the staff has a name now. The staff is now named. And then don't forget that another name for the treble clef is what we call the G clef. Why do we call it G clef? We call it G clef because where the starting point of your treble clef is G, is a letter G. So with this, if this is a G, looking at the alphabet, and in music we go in line, from line to space or space to line. So if this is our G, then if you step back, you have this as your F and then this as your E. So the first line of the treble clef will give you E, the space will give you F, the second line will give you G. Stepping on, don't forget that after your G is your A, so the space will be your A, the next line will be your B, you have your C, the D, the space will give you E, and the fifth line will give you letter F. So you have 5 lines, which is your E, G, B, D, and F. While your spaces, you have F, A, C, E. Now you can code this with your abbreviations. You can say, every good boy does fine. Every good boy does fine. Why? Your F, A, C, E can give you your face. To remember this, every good boy does fine for the lines, while the spaces F, A, C, E will give you face. Now to your bass clef. Let's see the letter names for the bass clef. Don't forget that the starting point of this, your bass clef, is your F. So with this, you can count up to say F. After the F on the line, the space will give you your G, and then the final line will give you your A. So you can count backward. This will give you E, your D, your C, your B, the A, and the first line will give you your letter G. So the lines of the bass clef gives you G, B, D, F, and A. Now this, you can also use your words like good boys does fine always. Good boys does fine always. While the spaces you have are the spaces you have A, C, E, G. All cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. Now you know how to draw your treble clef and the letter names of the lines and spaces of the treble clef. So also you know how to draw your bass clef and the lines and spaces for your bass clef. The last thing you need to know here is also what we call the grand staff. A grand staff is a combination of the treble staff and the bass staff. And mostly we use this for the piano music, where you have to read the two staffs together. So now, for you to know a grand staff, you always have what we call the brace. The brace. So the brace joins the two staffs together. Thereby, you have to join the two staffs. Now this ends, the bass clef ends at your A. There are still notes in between this A and your E. Now after your A, you have the space in between, which is your B. Now after B, there's what we call the middle C. The notes here, it's your middle C. Now, after the C, it's your D in the space. Then after D, connects to E. So you have G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So the grand start starts with your G to your F as a last note. And most importantly, you have the middle C as the intermediary between the bass clef and the treble clef. I hope you understand that. Well done.